everyone, my name's Gabby and I want to know, would you pay $1,500 for a vehicle with an imperfection? Or would you pay $1,500 for a vehicle you couldn't take to an automated car wash? Well, let me introduce the 2025 Hyundai Tucson XRT in the Ecotronic gray color. And this video is not to scare you from matte paint, it's just to inform you, but also talk about the beautiful XRT trim and everything that has been refreshed and redesigned for the 2025 model year. Because it may not look like it up front, but inside there is a whole bunch of new tech that we've never seen before in the Tucson. So let's start off with the exterior, and no, we're not talking about the paint first. You guys gotta watch for that. So for our front grille, we have a beautiful cascading finish. It's showcased in this beautiful dark chrome as well too. So depending on the daylight situation that you're in, it can look completely blacked out or have some beautiful shine to it, because we all know the shine's not coming from the paint this time. For your Hyundai badge, it's blacked out as well too, and it has an almost stamped-like finish, making it blend in perfectly with the grille. Speaking of blending in with the grille, these daytime running lights, they're not only LEDs, they completely disappear when the car is off, and it looks like it's just a part of the grille. I'll show that in a second. And then for our headlight unit, it again is another full LED. So when it comes to visibility on this car, everything is bright, sharp, and precise. I also want to talk about the high beam assist. So this vehicle has intelligent high beams, meaning they'll automatically shut off when it senses another car around you or opposing you. It's also going to shut off if there's enough ambient light too, so if you do utilize your high beams a lot, it's a great extra feature to have. Offset on more so the passenger side, we also have our radar plate. That's going to be utilized for your advanced forward collision avoidance that also works in junctions, so making a left turn at an intersection, but it's also going to slow you down in stop and go traffic and follow speed of the car ahead of you. So it's very, very easy to use and great for long drives. Now I'm going to turn off these lights so you can see what I mean about them blending in perfectly with the grille, but I'll also show you the hazards, then we'll pop the hood and talk powertrain. So Charlotte's going to focus in on the grille and watch those daytime running lights completely disappear. It's my favorite trick. Now we'll turn on those hazards, and you'll also be able to see what your turn signal indicators will look like. So beautiful ambers. I like how they're also transmitted to the mirrors as well too. And that will have a little bit of glow to the traffic behind you, so everyone's gonna know what your next move is. Now let's pop open the hood and talk powertrain. The XRT trim is actually the highest trim level you can get with the traditional gas engine. So this is gonna be a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's gonna give you 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque. The fuel delivery system is GDI and MPI, so gasoline direct injection and also multi-point injection, giving you the best of both worlds. And you get an 8-speed traditional automatic, so nice, smooth shift throughout. You also get paddle shifters because we don't have a traditional gear shift. We'll see why when we hop inside. Now back to the paint. $1,500 for the Ecotronic gray matte. Is it worth it? Well, how often do you use an automated car wash? Because say goodbye to those, for sure. Another thing you can do is you're always going to have to use soft touch materials and specialized matte paint, cleaner products. A lot of soaps that you'll find in commercial car washes contain waxes, polishes, stuff that's going to make your vehicle nice and shiny like this Telluride in our bay with us right now. Matte paint's different. It's actually an imperfection. If you look microscopically at this vehicle, you'll see it actually has a very divoty, dimply, almost moon-like surface. It's going to be very, very rough. If I were to touch this vehicle and then touch a regular traditional paint, you really feel the difference in smoothness. So this imperfection is, of course, I mean, it's meant to be that way. It's not from factory defective. And it's going to block light, so it's not going to be shiny, it's not going to reflect everything, it's actually going to reflect things outwards. So it's not, I guess, appealing or smooth to the eye. It's a little bit different. It definitely stands out on the road, so if you're someone who values having a different vehicle, the XRT is probably the best trim to get matte paint on. I mean, you also get these wrench alloys. Now let's move down to the wheels. These are 18-inch wrench-style alloys. I absolutely love them. You get a mix of dark and light, beautiful Hyundai emblem in your center cap, and an all-season tire. You're also going to get H-Track all-wheel drive on all trim levels of the Hyundai Tucson, but you also get terrain modes here in Canada, so that includes snow, mud, and sand to adjust your torque distribution to those conditions best. If you don't put your vehicle in terrain modes, that's okay. It's still an all-wheel drive car with a front-wheel drive bias. So that means it's going to sip fuel on a regular day like today. If you take it onto a gravel road, it'll kick more power to the rear wheels, or if you're launching it on the drag strip, it'll also kick power to the rear wheels. Guys, it's not a drag car. 187 horsepower. Now surrounding your wheel wells, we also have a little bit of a more plastic body cladding, so a bit more of an armored, bulged out look, which I do like. I think it looks really good on the matte paint. There's also some gloss black to even things out so the vehicle doesn't look completely dull, and I say dull in the sense of not shiny, not dull boring. This car is not boring. You get a turn signal repeater, blind spot detection, forward collision avoidance like I mentioned earlier, and of course that smart-based radar cruise control. You get proximity or comfort entry, so as long as the key's on me, I can put my hand behind the handle and get myself into the car and out without ever touching the key fob. You also get digital key to touch starting on this trim level, so allowing you to unlock, start, and drive your car by using your phone. It's pretty techy, and the tech only gets better inside. You get raised roof rails, gloss black pillars, and then on your rear panel, you'll also have this beautiful gloss black accent that transfers beautifully to the back end of the car. Back end of the Tucson is probably my favorite. I love the full Horizon style taillight, LEDs, Tucson badging on the left with XRT badging just below it, and that of course is going to be exclusive to this trim. You're also going to get a power liftgate, which is a very, very nice comfort feature to have on a vehicle like this. You can adjust the height if it's a little too tall for you or too short for you. And for your cargo area, there's a lot of space. Now I already have this lifted because we actually already filmed this video, but the quality was too bad. And under here, you have your tire mobility kit. You can actually remove this and drop it down to gain a couple extra inches of cargo area back here. And if that's not enough, it's very easy to knock these seats down. You got a latch on each side to knock down your 40, 60, 60, 40 split. Each of those seats also has a car seat tether. And then as I close this, there's just a couple more things I want to point out about the back end of this vehicle. It's very quick. We have our beautiful rear glass with our hidden, or I guess not hidden, integrated Hyundai emblem, high-mounted stop lamp, and the spoiler houses your rear wiper, which is now 75 millimeters longer than last year. So if that's not a reason to get the XRT trim, I don't know what is. The back end of the car also has a bit more of a wider, more robust stance when it comes to the rear bumper. The XRT trim definitely takes things up a couple styling notches and introduces a more off-road, outdoorsy appeal. I'm not saying this vehicle is meant to, go bogging, go mudding. It's definitely not that, but it has more than enough pep in its step and capacity to get you through sticky situations that we experience here in Canada. For your fuel, it is a 54-liter tank. The fuel release is just a push style, so as long as the car is locked, that will not happen, but if it's unlocked, that's how you do it. It's 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers combined, so between city and highway. That actually puts this car as more efficient than its sister vehicle, the Kia Sportage. It's also going to be more capable. You get 3,500 pounds of towing capacity with this 2.5-liter powertrain. All right, that's enough talking for the exterior. Let's take a look inside and see what else we get.
With the new trim comes all new tech. My name's Charlotte and my job is to give you guys a tour of the inside of this trim. And if you're watching this video and you still can't quite tell the differences as to what's new on the outside, you're definitely going to see it on the interior. And a lot of the changes they've made have been for the better, and they have made a huge impact despite being little things that you may not quite think about. So let's walk through them together, starting with the driver's side door, of course. So over here you can get a good look at the design elements. We have a mix of cloth, some hard plastic, some soft touch leather, and some glossy piano black. For your mirrors, they are electronically controlled, and for your windows, you have express and obstacle detecting for the front two with regular automatic in the rear. Down below, still have room for a bottle or a little storage compartment there. And over here, you'll notice that we have a Bose premium sound system in this vehicle. We also have 8 different speakers, and with 8 speakers, what goes with 8 speakers but 8 airbags? Did you see the connection there? I didn't. It's the number 8. But let's talk about the seating in this vehicle too. Down below, you can see we have an 8-way power adjustable for our driver's seat, and that's going to include 2-way lumbar support. Over here, the seats, they are synthetic leather, and they even have exclusive XRT debossing, which, you guessed it, is only available on the XRT trim. I'll have Gabi come around. She'll show the seats a little bit better on the passenger side and also talk about what type of seat we get for the passengers.
So again, the XRT is something new, and it does give you some XRT exclusive elements like those wheels, the seats that Charlotte showed, and also these raised roof rails.
The roof rails look great. The exterior looks great. The interior, it's got to be my favorite part though.
All right.
What do you think about the seats?
The seats are pretty nice. So again, the styling is very nice. I love every time we do something a little bit different, a little bit more fun, and they're super comfortable. They're very, very comfy. The passenger seat is manual, so you do get backrest adjustment, and then of course it's on a rail system, so you can pull it forwards, push it back, that kind of thing.
That means all you have to do is set it and forget it. Don't worry. Over on my side, we have a couple other technical features, not necessarily technical, but you have controls for your tailgate. You also have your traction control, and your electronic parking brake is tucked away to the side. Brightness adjuster as well. Now right in front of me, we have a little bit of a skinnier type steering wheel. It's leather wrapped. It's also going to be heated all the way around, which is perfect for Canadian winters. In the center, if you're thinking, hey, I don't see an H there, well, it's just in Morse code, and maybe you need to brush up on your Morse code skills. Just kidding. To the sides of the steering wheel, over here you can see you're going to have your driving controls. I love how logically everything is laid out. Everything to do with your driving controls is right here, whereas everything to do with your media controls is over here, including your virtual assistant, a favorites button, and even cycling through various media modes. Behind us, we have paddle shifters, so you can manually manipulate your gears as much as you can in an automatic vehicle, of course. And then, of course, wiper stalk, lighting stalk, everything very easy to use. Now in front of me, I have a 12.3-inch screen. This is our digital instrument cluster. And like I said, fully digital. Digital speedometer, digital tachometer as well. And in the center, you can actually change this screen. So you're able to cycle through various different items. Right now it's set to that drive power distribution. So you can see when you're kicking in power from the rear, like Gabi described with our all-wheel drive system. From here, you can also see your safety features. You can see your trip computer, everything along those lines, which is very cool to see how the vehicle is responding to you as the driver and also with the different drive modes. Now over here, let's take a look, because this software has got to be one of my favorite things that Kia and Hyundai has done. I absolutely love this. This is the new software, and your media screen is another 12.3-inch screen. One of the reasons why I love this software so much is the phone projection, the fact that it is wireless. So wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which really, really makes a difference in my opinion. I also find the connectivity of this wireless system to be a lot stronger than what we've seen for wireless in the past. So absolutely phenomenal. And over here, you can see how responsive it is. You can even drop down the screen for further customization too. Now over here, I want to pop into setup real quick, because if you ever want to adjust any of those safety features that Gabi mentioned, you're going to do so through the screen. The nice thing is each of them is going to give a little bit of a description. That way you know what it is that you're changing and what it is, what it does basically. For drive modes too, you can see your different drive modes, which will show you how to change them. Vehicle just turned off because it's in accessory mode. But one last thing I want to show you guys. Let's get out of there. Can you guys tell that we do these videos real? Is I'm going to pop into the lights actually and go to the ambient lighting. So from here you can see that you have preset colors, but you also have a custom color wheel if you want to do something a little bit more fun and funky. I always love having ambient lighting, especially with a premium sound system, because I feel like it just makes it a little bit more fun, especially utilizing different colors. You can also link this to your drive modes if you want. So again, why not take it up a notch? Now down here, this is something that is new for the Tucson and new for Hyundai this year, but it's the return of buttons and dials, and we're also integrating a 6.6-inch screen down here. So all of these buttons are going to do exactly as what it is you think they do, jump you to your maps, a search function to search any features or functions in the screen, and then also a favorites button. Down here is that screen like I mentioned, and it's going to provide a little bit of haptic feedback, which you can see when I hit my heated seats, which are heated for myself and also for the passenger. Your heated steering wheel is here, and of course everything here is pretty logically laid out. Front and rear defrost, fan speed, fan direction, and you even have a dual zone climate control. So I can set mine, Gabi can set hers, and both of us can be nice and comfortable. Down below, you'll notice that we have options here for connectivity or just for charging. So 2 USB-Cs and 1 12-volt. And if you're looking at the center area and you're thinking, oh my goodness, the gear shift, it's gone. Don't worry, it is right here. It's the column-mounted shift-by-wire, which is something we've been seeing Hyundai do a lot more recently. Now, some people love or hate it. It's up to you, but you can't deny that it does give you a lot more usable space to work with for actual storage. So because it's moved over, we have all of this space here where you can use to either store bigger devices, purses, whatever it is that you see fit. And then also up top, we get more so of this floating look. Now on here, I told you guys I'd show you how to change your drive and terrain modes, and this is how you're going to do it. So press this to switch between drive and terrain, and then you're going to use the toggle to cycle between them. So for terrain modes, you've got snow, mud, and sand, which Gabi described earlier. And your drive modes, you have normal, sport, and a customizable My Drive as well. You're also going to have other safety and convenience features like auto hold, idle stop and go, downhill braking assist, and of course your rear view camera. Now for your rear view camera, it's going to default to this screen when you put the vehicle into reverse and give you those dynamic guidelines. But if you are utilizing all 3,500 pounds of that towing capacity, you can use this view, which I find a little bit helpful if you are towing something. Up here, you have a wireless phone charger, and right next to that is going to be 2 cup holders. For your center console, you have a decent amount of storage space here, and again, I love that it's covered. And then let's take a look up top. Up top, you have a regular, so a conventional sunroof here. We do lose that from the preferred with Trent, the panoramic roof, but you'll notice that we get a black cloth headliner with it. Also up top, you'll notice that we have LED interior lighting and your Hyundai telematics system. So your Hyundai Blue Link is all up here, which is going to be that smartphone integration that we know and love. Over here, one last thing I'll point out, and then we'll jump to the back seat, but you have this shelf here, so a new design aspect, and it is sunglass or eyeglass holder approved. Stuff does not go flying, which is something I can definitely appreciate since we don't have a regular conventional sunglass holder. So let's take a look at the back seat and what type of comfort we find back there. So something I can really appreciate about Hyundai is that even in the back seat, the second row passengers, they're not forgotten about. We still have good amenities back here and a good amount of storage space. So right off the bat, you can tell that these seats do recline, and it's just with a lever that is on the side of the seat. So I'm gonna put this back to a little bit more of a normal seating position. As we hop in, you can see that these seats are still that same synthetic leather, so nice, easy and wipeable, and same thing with the back of our seats, with the inclusion of one pocket here. Now, those amenities I mentioned, you're probably wondering, what are they? Where are they? They're right here in the center. So you have the inclusion of a rear vent, which is great to get some airflow back here, whether that be air conditioning, whether it be heat. It's good to get that proper circulation. And down below, you even have dual USB-Cs, so anyone back here is able to go, my hair. Anyone back here is able to go and charge a device, which again, so convenient, no one's fighting over it. In the center, this is pretty standard, but you have your adjustable cup holders and armrest should you see fit. And the nice thing is that these seats, Gabi showed on the back, but they have rear tethers for car seats, but they also have lower latch anchors. So very good, very convenient. And that's pretty much going to conclude our overview of the Tucson XRT. I hope that you guys love it as much as I do. I really think that this trim is fantastic, and that matte paint color, although it's a little bit expensive and it's technically an imperfection, I think that it suits this trim perfectly. So if you guys haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!